Hey friends, welcome back to Willow Creek Homestead. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. So in today's video, we are going to be going over my MIgardener seed haul and just organizing and sorting through all of my seeds. I have a lot of seeds that are just stuffed in this one seed organizer currently, and I am in the process of getting another one. So I need to kind of decide what is going to go in this one versus what is going to go in the second one. And I wanted to show you guys everything that I got from MIgardener, along with just going over some of the things that I have planted over the years that have really worked for me well through them in Zone 5B. So I thought that it would be fun to go over all of that stuff together. And then I also have some new members of the family to introduce you guys to and let you see. So stick around to the end to see that because it's going to be really, really fun. And I think you guys are going to enjoy what is coming up next in the video. So first and foremost, let's go over everything that I got from MIgardener before we start going through all of these seeds. And I will try to share different variations and kind of show you guys what seeds I personally love through MIgardener, because that is where I get 99.9% of my seeds. If you've never heard of MIgardener, they are a US based seed company out of Michigan. They offer very, very affordable seeds, which I love. Most all seed packs on their website are $2, and unless you decide to buy maybe like a collection of seeds, but most everything is $2. They are all heirloom seeds. The quality is unmatched. I love MIgardener. They are so versatile, so affordable. So if you are a beginner gardener, or maybe you've been gardening for a while and you are looking for very affordable seeds to either get started on your journey or try some different variations of things maybe that you haven't tried before, definitely give MIgardener a try, and I will leave a link down below so that you guys can find the website very easily. Now, this MIgardener haul is not huge by any means. It's pretty minimal because I already have so many seeds and I saved a lot of seeds from last year. So I didn't pick up too terribly much stuff. There are a couple things left from probably another company that I'm going to order through. I want to get some Patterson onions. I know that for sure because those tend to be a long-term storage onion. And there's a couple of potato varieties that I need to get like as spring approaches. But like I said, the bulk of my seeds come from MIgardener. So I'm just trying to order things now so that I can start seeds, because during the springtime, our house is going to be in the process of getting finished. And I don't really want to have to worry about any of this come that point in time. So that is what I went ahead and did. And a lot of these things I was not personally able to grow at my house currently. If you're new here, I did all grow bag gardening for probably 3 years. And the varieties and things that I was able to grow in them was pretty limited. So I am trying to expand my gardening experience and the things that I am able to grow at the new property, because the garden is going to be huge and it will be in ground, and I think I'm going to have a lot better luck growing some of these things. So that's what I went with. I picked up a lot of different things that I haven't tried before and some things that I have tried before that I really liked that I wanted to get more of. So first and foremost, I went ahead and picked up some snapdragons. These are apple blossom and white snowflake. Snapdragons are my favorite flowers and I plan to grow a lot of them. I saved a lot of seeds from last year, but I saw these two varieties that I haven't tried before, so I went ahead and picked those up. And then I got some peach nasturtiums. I love nasturtiums too. I plan to grow a bunch of those as well. And then some candy striped zinnias. I picked up 3 different varieties of mini pumpkins. Pumpkins are something here that I was not able to grow just because of the sheer size required to grow them. My garden here was very small. So I plan to grow a lot of big pumpkins, but I also love the little pumpkins, and we've always wanted to just like decorate with them for the fall and things like that. So I picked up some Weeby Little pumpkins, which are just some little orange ones, and then some Baby Bear pumpkins, which are also orange. And then these are the Baby Boo pumpkins, which are white. And I have not tried any of those varieties before, but I'm incredibly excited to try them. And then I picked up some different pepper varieties. This is called a Bequino red pepper. It almost looks like it would be hot, but it's not. They're little round, like kind of pointed ended peppers. They kind of remind me of like a little ghost pepper or something. I've never tried them before, but I thought that they would be really fun and something just easy to pick off of the plant for my daughter because they are so small. And then here are some miniature red bell peppers. My husband and I love lunchbox peppers, which are very, very small. But I have a difficult time finding lunchbox pepper seeds. I don't know. I've looked for them all over the place and I don't know of any place that I can buy them from. So I thought the miniature red bell peppers would be kind of cool. We could do like little stuffed peppers for lunches and things. And then I picked up some peppercini peppers. Peppercini peppers are my favorite pepper to grow. We love doing pickled peppercini peppers, especially with the Mississippi pot roast recipe. If you have never tried that, I highly, highly recommend. You do not have to grow your own peppercinis to make that. Go get a jar from the store and just try it because it is absolutely fantastic. I had 3 peppercini plants last year and we did probably 6 or 7 pints of pickled peppercini peppers and they did not last long. So I am going to grow an ungodly amount of peppercini peppers this year. Also, if you can hear my smoke alarm beeping, I really apologize. I don't know why it keeps going off. And then I got some peaches and cream corn. I've never grown corn before, but I think we are going to go ahead and give it a try. So fingers crossed we can get something out of it. And then I got some Charleston Wakefield cabbage. I know many people have been able to grow cabbages in their grow bags. I was never personally able to get them to do anything. I don't know if it's because the moisture just was drawn through the grow bag too fast and like the nutrients and stuff just did not hold in there very well with the grow bags that I was using 2 years prior. But I've never been able to grow them. So I picked up this variety and I have many other cabbage varieties that I am incredibly, incredibly excited to give a try. I picked up some fennel. I picked up some navy beans. Navy beans are my favorite bean. I love doing ham and beans with them and I love doing barbecue baked beans and pressure canning them. So hopefully we get a bunch of navy beans that we can harvest together this next coming gardening season because they are myself and my family's favorite. Then I picked up a package of jade bush beans. I love jade green beans. I have grown many, many different varieties of green beans in my grow bags, but jade green beans in terms of productivity and taste are my absolute favorite. I picked up some mammoth melting snow peas. Those are very tasty from MIgardener, by the way. If you've never tried them, I would recommend. I picked up some lemongrass. I picked up some homemade pickles pickling cucumbers. I'm a big fan of MIgardener's pickling cucumbers. They are fantastic and they produce like crazy. So the 2 packages that I ordered last year, I was already low on seeds because I plan to do a lot of pickles this year. We are going to have a huge garden and a huge pantry. So I plan to do, again, an ungodly amount of pickles. And then this is some delicata squash. I've never tried this before, but it looked really fun. Squash is another thing that I have really struggled to grow at this property. So I'm really, really hoping I can up my squash game at the new property in the new garden and grow some just fun different varieties that would be, you know, and exciting to harvest. Because that's the thing with gardening. If you're new to gardening, I would recommend switching it up as much as you possibly can so that your gardening experience and your canning experience isn't repetitious every single year. So then I also went ahead and picked up some Autumn Beauty sunflowers and some golden zucchini. I've grown the regular, I think it's called Dark Beauty zucchini, many times, but I've never done the golden varieties. So I wanted to pick up a package of these and see how that goes. Okay, so I just went ahead and put my little haul over here because I need to be able to put some of these in here. But like I said, I'm out of room. So I have to get another one of these containers. And this is just a photo organizing container. I had seen so many gardeners using these and I finally just bit the bullet and got it. Even though at the time I was kind of like, well, I don't really need that. Now I don't think I could like live without it because it's just so nice to organize all of my seeds in. And what I love is that this clips over and it has a handle. So I can literally take this entire thing outside with me whenever I go to plant or do my gardening stuff. And if you garden, you know, whenever you go outside and you have an intention of planting something, usually there's always other things that could be planted at the same time. So like me, for instance, I would walk outside to my garden and then I'd have to walk all the way back in to grab more packets of seeds because I forgot that I could be planting this or that. So it's just so nice to be able to take this entire container out with me. And you can get them just clear or you can get them color coded. I did the color coded ones because like my hot peppers, for instance, I put in the red and sweet peppers in the orange, and just kind of tried to color coordinate things as best as I could. Like lettuce is in the green, so that whenever I look at this, even if I, misread the label, I can still just kind of grab the colors and it goes along with everything that's in the container itself. So if you are looking for a new way to organize your seeds, I would recommend one of them, and I will link this down below. So, and then instead of going through each and every single one of these, I'm just going to open the ones where these need to go and kind of go over some of the ones that I've used previously that have worked really well, or show you guys some of the seeds that I have that I am going to plant or maybe have already tried that I'm very excited about or knowledgeable on, or would be a good recommendation for you guys. And then whenever I get my second one, I think I'm going to do cool weather crops in the second one and flowers in the second one, so we can organize and go through that one together too. So I'm just going to start putting this stuff away. So like here, the delicata squash, for instance, I have a container right here that's blue that is made for all of my squash and pumpkins. And there's a couple of the other ones in here that I'm really excited about. I got them last year and I didn't get a chance to plant them. So if you guys have had any success or luck or have grown these, definitely let me know how it's went for you, because I really am excited to try a couple of these. So this is a kabocha squash. Now, these are really cool. They're green and speckled on the outside, but a vibrant yellow on the inside. So I thought that those would be really fun. There is also a gourd mix that my daughter and I are going to try planting ourselves. I just have a bunch of different zucchini varieties. And then the other two that I will for sure be growing this next gardening season with you guys are the sweet dumpling squash and the blue Hubbard squash. The blue Hubbard squash, I have heard many people say is absolutely fantastic, and we are big fans of squash for eating, so I am very excited to try this one. So the blue Hubbard is 95 to 110 days for full maturity, but these are supposed to be a super long shelf life squash. I've heard a lot of people say that they last a long time on their shelves. So with our basement being as cold as it's going to be without finishing it right away, I think that this will be a really good addition to put down there to hopefully last us all winter after they're harvested. Okay, so then in this squash one, I'm just putting the rest of the pumpkins and the golden zucchini in as well. So this little squash container is completed. So then I have a container for just green bean varieties. So here are the jade ones that I got. And then some of the ones that I had not been able to grow previously that I am very excited to try are the dragon tongue bush bean. Now these are purple, but then whenever you cook them, they do turn green, which I think is really cool. And they're just like a very pretty speckled purple color. So I feel like my daughter is really gonna love to go out and pick these. And then I just have some yellow top-notch golden beans that I've never tried before. And then just a ton of different varieties of other kinds of green beans, along with a mixed bean package from MIgardener also. And although I love supporting MIgardener and I love buying their products, I do intend to go very heavy on saving seeds to ultimately lessen my cost as the years go on. Even from just last year saving the seeds that I had grown myself, it already cut my need to buy seeds for this year probably in half. So that's awesome. Now I have a flower container here. It's the gray one, unlabeled, but these are the little seed saving packs that I got off of Amazon. I will link them down below for you guys. But I have a ton of different seeds in here that I had saved from last year on all different kinds of flowers because I grew so many different kinds. My friend ended up giving me some hollyhock seeds, and I had never really even seen hollyhocks until she had given me these seeds. And I know that they're like pretty big and bulky, but I thought that they would be really pretty to plant along the timber line. So I probably won't plant the hollyhocks like in my actual garden, but I probably will plant them throughout the property. So all of the flowers and things, I'm actually just going to leave out of this entirely until my new seed organizer gets here, and then I'll start migrating all of that stuff over. And then I also have an entire other case of flowers. These are mostly from MIgardener as well. So that container is mostly all of the flowers that I saved, and then this is mostly all flowers that I haven't had a chance to try yet. So some of the ones that I have that I am excited to do are the chocolate cherry sunflowers. And then these are an exotic dahlia mix. I live in Iowa, and this person is from Iowa. So this is an Iowa-based dahlia seed company, which I thought was really cool. And I like supporting, you know, people in my state and community. So very excited to grow a bunch of those dahlias. And then I also picked up some straw flowers last year that I never got a chance to grow. And if I remember correctly, I don't see where these need to be cold stratified. For some reason, I was thinking straw flowers did need to be cold stratified, so I'll have to look into that. But so I have some of those, some more different sunflower mixes. I have some poppy mixes, which are different colors. And then this is a black swan poppy that I am also going to try to grow next gardening season. So then next in this purple one, I have an entire area for sweet peppers. I have them divided into sweet and hot peppers. So like these peppercini and the Buquino red peppers need to go in here. I do have several packs of peppercini peppers from last year, which will be really nice because then we'll have extra. But then there's a variety in here that I tried to grow last year that I couldn't get to germinate. Actually, there's two varieties in here that I could not get to germinate. It is the sweet cayenne pepper, so I'm definitely going to give this another try. And then these are the Mexican sunset pepper. Now, this doesn't have a picture on the front. I believe I got these from True Leaf Market. But the pepper itself was stunning and it was so pretty. And I tried to start 4 of them and they all died and did not take off for me. So this I am going to try again and see if we can get some Mexican sunset peppers to grow. Unfortunately, their germination and success rate is like very, very low. So fingers crossed we can get something out of this because I would love to see the end result of what these look like whenever they're full grown. And then also through MIgardener, I have just about any and every different kind of bell pepper you could possibly think of. Like these are the diamond bell. I have purple, I have orange, I have yellow, I have red, I have green. I love growing tons and tons and tons of different bell peppers every year. Oh, I almost forgot one. We have our miniature bells to put in there as well. And then the navy beans. I have an entire container here that is just for beans. So 2 different bean varieties that I'm going to try growing for next year are the Good Mother Stallard beans. They just look so stinking cool. And the Dapple Gray Bush beans. I've never tried either of these. So if you have tried them and you like them, let me know because I just think growing beans are just so fun and they're so easy. That's the thing too, is if you let them dry on the plant itself and then harvest them, they are shelf stable, but then you also have seeds for next year. So it's just a win-win and a very low maintenance thing to grow, especially for new gardeners. Next, I have the herb container and I'm going to go ahead and put the fennel in here. So unfortunately, I didn't start doing my content until I would say closer to the end of garden season, but I did have a couple videos where I went and harvested like a bunch of basil and different herbs and things. I love growing herbs, specifically basil. I'll show you all of the basil seeds that I have because it is quite a lot. I definitely don't need all of this, but I have just an ungodly amount of basil and all different kinds of basil. Basil is one of my absolute favorite things to grow. I love the versatility that it offers, especially with it being fresh. We add it to absolutely everything during the summer months, even just some tomatoes with olive oil, basil, and a little bit of fresh mozzarella on them. Oh, it's just fantastic. And basil is like a kiss of summer. You know what I mean? So I love having tons and tons of basil. One of the things that I have never grown before is lemongrass and lemon balm. I'm going to try growing both of them this next coming gardening season and see how it goes because I just think that the taste components that these would add to different things would be really, really cool. So in this other yellow container, I just have all of my broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. And broccoli and cauliflower were another thing that I was not able to grow. So I am going to try my absolute best to get some broccoli and cauliflower grown so that we can harvest it together for this next year's gardening season. But I have just a ton of different varieties of broccoli. So I have purple sprouting broccoli. I have Calabrese broccoli and the DeSico broccolini. So broccolini, instead of like your traditional broccoli, it just grows little shoots, which I personally prefer. So I'm going to try both varieties and see what we come out at. Hopefully we get some to harvest of each. Then I just have some green globe artichokes in here. I've never grown artichoke and I've never even tried artichoke, but I know a lot of people like it. So I thought I would just give it a try. And if I didn't like it, I can always feed it to the chickens or put it in the compost pile. And then I have a whole bunch of different cabbage varieties. So I have Early Jersey Wakefield. These are a cone variety of cabbage as well. And I really like the looks of these. And then I have Red Acre cabbage. I have Savory cabbage, which is kind of like a frilled variety. I have Late Dutch cabbage. And I have Napa cabbage. And I am going to try growing Napa cabbage along with all of the other cabbages as well, because I really want to do some homemade fermented kimchi. Unfortunately, I can't give any growing points on cabbage because I was never able to get it to grow. So hopefully I can up my cabbage game at the new property and get some to harvest. And then in this container, I just have all of my peas. So the Mammoth Melting Snow peas, I'm just going to put in here. And then another variety that I really like from MIgardener is the Avalanche pea. These are also fantastic. I prefer the like snap peas as opposed to the shelling peas, just because I like that you can eat the pod and like the whole thing itself instead of having to harvest all of the peas themselves out. So that is typically what I grow. However, I do have some green arrow peas that are a shelling variety that I thought I would just, you know, have if I ever wanted to grow something like that. And then really quickly, even though I didn't order any tomatoes, I wanted to go over a couple tomato varieties with you guys that I had gotten last season that I didn't get a chance to plant. So I have some baby Romas, and then there are vintage wine tomatoes and striped Romas. So I had never planted Roma tomatoes before, and then last year I must have gotten the seeds mixed up or something, and I ended up with a Roma tomato plant. And I'm actually really glad that that happened because I would have never grown Roma tomatoes otherwise. So now I am a big fan of them, and I see why everybody likes them to make their sauces with, because originally I was just using like the Brandywines or, you know, other non-paste varieties of tomatoes. And then I used the ones that I grew last year and I was like, wow, that really does make a difference. So this year I am going to grow a lot more Roma tomato varieties. But I also wanted to talk to you guys about a tomato that I grew last year that I absolutely loved. It is the Tigerella tomato. Now, these are probably double or triple sized of a regular cherry tomato. Like a Super Sweet 100, they're probably 3-ish times the size of those. But these were so prolific and the clusters were incredible. This is probably one of my new favorite tomato varieties to grow, and the taste is just phenomenal. So if you are looking for a new tomato variety that's really, really pretty to grow and just offers a lot of versatility, I would highly recommend this one. Tomatoes are definitely my favorite thing to grow during the gardening season, and I just have tons and tons and tons of them, and this isn't even half. There's another stack down here. So I did not need to purchase any tomato seeds this year, and I will most likely be donating some of these either to like a seed bank or doing like a seed swap or something with them, because there is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to get through all of the different tomato varieties that I have before the seeds go bad. So still looking on how to rotate and get through those properly. Now, thankfully, I didn't have to order too many seeds, like I said, but there are a couple other long-term storage varieties of vegetables and things that I am still going to have to purchase, but I can purchase them later on down the road. So that is no problem at all. So I got everything a little bit resorted in my seed organizer, and I think I am going to wait and break some of the boxes up into 2 boxes whenever my other one comes. But this is good. It just gives me a little bit of an idea of what I have and how I would like to break the next seed organization box up. So if you guys have any good recommendations on how you organize your seeds and keep track of everything and what is easiest for you, I would love to hear it. I'm always looking for new ideas and new ways to kind of make the seed housing process a little bit easier, because it is really easy to go a little crazy and end up with too many seeds. People talk about chicken math all the time, but seed math is also a very real thing, especially on a website like MIgardener where all of the seeds are $2, or during the end of the gardening season where you walk into the store and it's like 25 cents here, 15 cents here. You tend to acquire quite the seed collection very fast. Okay, so now that we have done a bunch of that and went through some seeds together, I'm going to take you guys outside and introduce you to the newest members of the homestead. So see you out there. So I made it outside and I got all 9 of the girls moved over about 3 days ago. So I'll give you a little tour of their coop and show you all of them. It's super exciting, and they say having chickens helps with anxiety and depression, and I 100% agree, because just in the 3 days that I have had them, I mean, it's freezing cold out, and I've come out probably for 3 to 4 hours total just in the past couple days to sit with them and hang out with them. So it has been an absolute joy having them here so far. So here is the coop that I found on Amazon, and I haven't cleaned this out yet. I've been cleaning every single day, but it's not even that bad, honestly, in here. I've just been trying to scoop out everything once a day. So it comes with 4 nesting boxes, and then I just put a bunch of shavings in the bottom. And I was going to do straw in this, but the Orschelns that I stopped by had no straw, so I have to find somebody that has some straw bales. But for the meantime, I'm just using pine bedding, and it's worked okay. I mean, it does make a mess on the ground, but that's totally okay. After I get done with the bag, I'm going to switch to straw, and then we'll do it that way. But in the meantime, that is working out pretty good for us. And then here is the back side of the coop. Here is their little door, and it comes with this huge run. Now, thankfully, the girls have a huge yard to run around in, so they are not confined to this area. I have allowed all of them to free range as much as they have wanted, but it is nice. So there's 4 doors along this entire coop, and I can shut them in there if need be. Like I said, there are 9 total. Not everyone has names yet. So this girl, I'm not even sure exactly what she is. She is very, very friendly. She does not come up to me, but if I pick her up, she does love pets and sitting on my lap. And this dark one right here is a Brahma. She also does not have a name. The brown one back behind her is called a naked neck chicken. As you can see, there's no feathers on the back of her. And I was kind of scared that her neck might freeze off, to be perfectly honest with you. And then this little white one right here is a bantam. And then the rest of the girls are over here. So these ones are a little bit more skittish. I've kind of just not tried to push them, because eventually I would like for them to like to hang out with me and come into the garden at the new house. So I haven't pushed them to be super interactive with me. But there is the white one that is also a Brahma, and then I have a Polish right here with all of the fuzzy feathers on the top of her head. And then this white one right here, I believe is called a zombie chicken, if I remember right. My neighbor was saying that because she has a black face and is kind of speckled, that's what they call her. And then this little girl right here is also a Polish, but she is a Polish, oh, if the other one would move. She is a Polish silky. So she has all of the frizzled silky feathers on the top of her head. This one's hair is absolutely fantastic. And then the last one is this one right here. That is Miss Jane Doe. She is an Easter egger, I believe. And she is just a random chicken that showed up at my neighbor's house and is Jane Doe. We don't know where she came from or how she got there, but she has done really good with the flock, and they have just allowed her to stay. So yes, here are all of the new girls. My neighbor has like 14 dogs that are barking their heads off right now, so hopefully you can hear me over them. But I have a whole bunch of treats here that I've just been trying to get them to come near me and want to hang out with me. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the girls. It's so awesome having them over here, and the setup is very, very temporary. So we will move them over to the new property probably in the beginning of spring. And they will have an incredible enclosure, an area to roam and run around. So it's going to be really, really fun. I think my daughter and I are also going to get some goats, so that'll be fun to add to the mix. Obviously no eggs because chickens don't lay eggs in the winter, so hopefully we will be able to collect eggs together for the first time in the springtime, which will be super, super fun and exciting. Also, if anybody has any tips for chickens, I would greatly appreciate it. I've never had chickens before, so total learning curve for me. Hoping all goes well. We do live in Iowa, so it gets incredibly cold. So I'm going to come up with a better way on how to kind of insulate their coop in and make sure everybody stays nice and warm for the winter months. I am also going to invest in a heated waterer because even now with it not being like extremely cold, the extreme cold is coming, and I've had to replace the water probably at least 2 times a day because it's been frozen over. I've been taking their water from the coop and just setting it inside my basement door and then bringing it out with me in the morning so that it's not frosted over. But I'm definitely going to invest in a heated waterer because I think that that will make my life a whole lot easier come winter time. But yeah, I just wanted to show you everybody. I'm a chicken mom now, and so far so good. I am loving it. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys all enjoy seeing the girls. It has been, like I said, just fantastic having them here, and it's super nice and convenient because they are all mature and already 1 year old. So I haven't had to train them on how to do absolutely anything. The moment that the sun comes up in the morning, I open their door to the coop and they are ready to go outside. And then at nighttime, as soon as it starts to get dark, the girls are in their coop and all I have to do is go out and shut the door. So it has been very, very nice that they already know what to do. I don't have to teach them how to do anything. So super, super convenient for me. Basically, the only thing I have to do in the morning is just grab their water and go let them out and put them in at night. So that has been absolutely fantastic. I originally wanted to hatch chicks myself, but I'm honestly kind of glad that we acquired the 9 girls that already know how to do everything because it's just been a really easy transition for us. I forgot to mention that the white Brahma's name is Pearl. She came pre-named, so she already has that name and I am sticking with that. And then the little Bantam chicken out there is named Sparkles. She did not have a name previously, and my daughter decided to name her Sparkles, which I think is adorable. She has went out every day and held her and caught her and just, you know, brushed her and taken care of her. So I am really hoping that the 2 of them will be bonded because my daughter is absolutely in love with that little chicken out there. So it has been really, really precious to watch. And then I hope you guys have enjoyed going through some seeds with me. Now, it would take way too long to show you absolutely every single seed that I have, but once we get the second box, we will also go through the second batch of them together. I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing seed haul videos, no matter how big or small they are. It just gives me some inspiration to see what other people are planting, see what works good for other people, and kind of give me ideas of things that I might like to try and not try. And it's nice the more people that share their experiences, because if multiple people plant something and it doesn't go very good, then you can kind of determine that maybe it might not be a good fit for you and not waste your time. Although just because one person has a bad experience or a good experience with something doesn't mean you will, but it is nice just to see the versatility and gain some inspiration from other people's gardening experiences. So I hope that I can provide that and continue to provide that as the gardening season starts in the spring. And I'm really looking forward to planting all of this stuff with you guys. I am having an itch. I'm normally never not growing anything, and for the first time I'm not growing anything because my house is starting and we moved my garden. So it's just nice to sit down and talk to you guys about my plans and some of the things that I am incredibly excited to do with you all. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I hope you had the most amazing Thanksgiving ever. We sure did. We were just focusing on being incredibly present with all of our friends and family. No content creation, no work, no anything, just sitting down and hanging out with our friends and family and playing games and eating a bunch of food and just being surrounded by one another. So that was incredible. I hope you guys were able to get the same experience and had an amazing holiday. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I appreciate you all endlessly, and I will see you guys in the next video.